Go. So, I wanted to talk today about when kids have meltdowns, or what I would call some days they have regression days where they actually seem to go backwards, almost to when they had temper tantrums when they were 2 years old, and just a couple of things that I have learned along the way. So I have 5 good tips. The first one is to get quiet and tune into them. To forget about what you see because they're the symptoms, and to actually tune into what's going on with your child. And once you can do that, you might be able to discern if they're sleepy. So that would be number 2. If they haven't had enough sleep, it can easily lead into difficulty with communication. It can also affect mood, crankiness, any number of things. And of course, you would see that in symptoms in terms of maybe they're not wanting to wake up so well in the morning, or they're taking a very quick amount of time to go to sleep, or too long to go to sleep because they're too tired. And sometimes children have poor reaction times if they're needing more sleep. So sleep is a big one. And also, once you've tuned into them, you may also find that it's been a long time since they have had any quiet. Let's say they just got home from school, they've had a lot going on, they've been in the playground, and they're completely wired and they're not listening to you, so perhaps they're just really overstimulated. That's a huge one, especially after school. And even on the weekends, I find my son can get overstimulated. So the best thing for that would obviously be to turn everything off and to give them total silence, and turn off the television so they don't have something visual in front of them either. And maybe they can play or read a book or just hang out or just do something very quietly if they're little. You could even give them some toys, but mostly the most important thing is to remove a lot of the distractions that might come from visual noise or auditory noise. I have also noticed, and this would be tip number 4, and that is if you can keep track of when the meltdowns happen, or when these regressive days happen, you can maybe pick up on a pattern. So for example, for someone I know, her son, after 6-7 weeks into school, he starts to exhibit behavior that is conflict type of behavior, and she's realized that it's because of school stress. For my own son, being in kindergarten, for him it's by the weekend. By Saturday, he just needs time off and he needs to play. Plain and simple. He doesn't need demands on him on when to do things. So another and most important one that I know as a health coach, it's a big one, is, are they hungry? Is their blood sugar low? And with children, they don't often plan ahead. So if they're going to go out and play and they just want to get out there and do stuff, they don't think ahead enough to necessarily feed themselves. And of course, as our parent, that's our job to do that for them. So what we might see is mood. They might get irritable, they might get cranky. And if they even have low blood sugar, they could even get shaky, they could start to get a headache, and they might not put the connection together that they're hungry. So that would be my final advice, is to just go ahead and check in with that. I know when they're babies, we do their diaper need changing, and are they hungry, are they sleepy, and are they overstimulated? The same thing goes on when they're children, but reading into that, their symptoms come out a little bit differently. So we have to tune into them as a mom. That's it for today. Hope you enjoyed. This is Chera at The Soul Nutrients.